Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to the Trish Rock Inspires podcast. I'm Trish Rock, soul expansion mentor, and I help mature women move from a place of uncertainty, fear, perhaps a major crossroads in their life, to a renewed sense of purpose, clear direction, and an inner peace they may not have felt for a long time. In this podcast, we explore ways to become more empowered and create a life you love. I hope it inspires you to take action and love who you are. Now, sit back and enjoy this episode. Hello and welcome everybody to this episode of Trish Rock Inspires. And I have got the amazing Stephanie Kathan with me from Energy Works with Me. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, Trish. I love you so much. I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, it's so exciting. So a little bit about Stephanie. She's making her own journey from despair to aware. And I know that so many of our listeners are going to really resonate with that. And Stephanie has transformed from being a waitress and homeless with a misunderstood diagnosis to being an internationally recognized energetic reset specialist in the personal growth industry. And for the last 15 years has empowered hundreds of creatives, artists, and heart-centered entrepreneurs to activate their own personal power. As an energy alignment specialist, Stephanie empowers her clients to leverage the power of their own energy and release resistance so they can come back into vibrational harmony with the fullest version of who they are and make an impact in a more powerful way without the blocks, without the barriers and the beliefs that have been holding them back. And once again, welcome to the show. And I can absolutely testify that this is exactly what you do, because we've known each other for over 10 years now. And I remember it must have been back in 2012 or 13. I had an amazing session with you, and you do exactly what that says.
It really does. And once you figure it out, how that we have this power that we can feel on purpose, it's like a brain shift, like, because we're so programmed to believe the opposite for our whole life.
Yes,
And
we are. Yeah. And then
we're
we
so
start to
much
believe.
more powerful than we think. And we all need reminding of that, including me.
Absolutely, absolutely. And yeah, we just get ingrained with so many things that we take on as true about ourselves, but they're really not. And so
Yes.
to clear that, sometimes, when you first start this work, it's like, wow, it's like this massive weight is lifted off you. It's like, wow, I don't have to be that. I don't have to do that. I don't have to think that. It's like this massive epiphany, isn't it? When people realize the truth of who they are.
The biggest one for me was I don't have to care what they think,
Yes.
because that was the weight. I was so worried about other people's opinions and their judgments of me, and I need to fit in and I want to be accepted.
Yeah.
And can we swear on your show?
Yes. Go for it.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
just the biggest lie that we tell ourselves.
And it's the biggest restriction, isn't it? It's the biggest restriction. Yeah.
We are always in fear of what somebody else is going to think about what we're doing, even though that somebody might not even be somebody that we really like or respect or care about, you know?
Exactly. And underneath all of that fears is that basically people are just focused on themselves and they're not even thinking about what we're doing anyway.
Exactly. We're so worried about it all the time. And that
Oh,
feels freeing. when you
Yeah,
let that go, when you're able to let that go.
it's very freeing. So you've got a very inspirational story. So tell us a little bit about that, because your journey started in 2009, the same year that mine did. We've had a big 15 years.
Yes. I feel like a handful of us woke up at that time.
Yeah, it feels like it doesn't. It feels like some type of energetic alarm button went off back in 2009 for so many of us, and it's been
And the universe connected us. Like we're
yeah,
on different parts of the world and
yes,
we were connected because
yeah,
technology came forth and allowed that to happen. And as soon as it happened, it was like we've started to find each other, you know?
yeah,
And so I'm so thankful for that
yeah,
because
yeah.
you are one of the brightest lights that just shine
Oh,
inspiration and love and empowerment. And I just love being connected to you. I love
oh,
that we have this relationship that we have. It's wonderful.
oh, thank you, thank you. And you and I are so similar that we both know that we're here for something greater, and despite what happens in life, we just keep going.
Yes, it's so true. So back in 2008, 2009, when this whole thing shifted for me,
Yeah.
I had just left another toxic relationship.
Yeah.
Um, my kids and I left and went to a motel. It was November in Vermont, which it's cold here then,
Yeah.
snow and cold temperatures. And I was waitressing during the day just to pay for the room at night.
Mm.
And it was so scary. And then it happened. I had to go in and tell my kids that we're gonna have to sleep in the Jeep tonight.
Wow.
And we had a pit bull dog. So it's really hard to like find a place when you have a dog, especially when they label it a vicious breed and all this stuff. But she wasn't going anywhere. She was just staying with us no matter what. So I remember like falling to my knees outside and like in a state of surrender. And my deepest burning question was, what is the difference? What is the difference between successful people and me? And why does their life look like this? And my life looks like this. And we're both made of the same stuff. We have the same blood, we have the same stuff inside us, but yet they are living a reality that is just totally different from mine. And what the hell is that about?
Yeah.
And from that moment on, things started to come and happen. The book, The Secret, literally fell off the shelf at the library at my feet. I had heard about the book like on Oprah a little bit, but I didn't watch the episode. So I'm like, The Secret. Oh, I heard about this. And
Yeah.
I picked it up to put it back and happened to look at the back cover, and I'm like, oh, okay. All right, I'll just check this out.
Yeah.
And that's where it all that was the first time that I heard that my thoughts mattered, that
Yeah.
my feelings mattered.
Yeah.
And I remember being on my knees that night. And what I heard in response to that surrender was, you have to decide.
Yeah.
And I didn't know really what that meant in that moment. I did make some decisions that night. I decided that I wanted more for myself. I wanted more for my family. I wanted to more understanding of where my power lies. Like, how do I get myself out of this?
Yeah.
And everybody who I normally would have blamed for my circumstances, my mother and my grandparents and they had already died. So there was nobody to even blame
Right.
and nobody to save me.
And that's one of the
So,
biggest things, isn't it? Because that's what I fell into, the victim mode. It's like everybody around me is causing these problems for me.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wrong. Well, nobody likes to be told they're wrong, but that is incorrect thinking. Like it was an error in my perception, but it had been what I had been programmed to believe my whole life,
Yeah.
is that I was a victim, and I'm not, and neither are you, and neither are you.
Yeah.
It is like a life-changing moment when you realize that that doesn't have to be, that
Yeah.
way of thinking doesn't have to be. Does that mean bad things aren't going to happen? No, bad things do, because that's life.
Yeah.
But when you're able to not see yourself and feel yourself in the energy of that victim, then you get your power back instead of giving it to whatever victimized you.
Absolutely. And when you take that power back, that's when books fall off the shelf. That's when opportunities come. That's when your prayers get answered, so to speak. But, they're always being answered. But when you're in that victim mode, you just cut it all off. And
Exactly.
I think that's one of the biggest things that I've worked on in my own life, but also what I help other people with. And you don't always know that you're in that mode. You just kind of think, why is everything being blocked? Like, well, are you expecting good things, or are you in the back of your mind saying, oh, this will just happen again? Or it's
Same
their
day,
fault,
different
or if
day.
they just weren't in my life, things would be better. Like, how are you talking to yourself? And so it sounds like, after that, after that experience for you, it was straight into a better question. I'm no different to the people who are succeeding. What can I do to create that, rather than poor me, and compare yourself to someone else? Like, it's a different
Yeah,
question.
it activated a desire to know what they know.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then I started, the best way to know what they know is to talk to them. So
Yeah.
how do you approach somebody? And I'm like, I'm just going to start interviewing them. And that's how Mind Grow Radio started. Before podcasts were podcasts, even, it was like internet radio back then on Blog
Yes, you've
Talk
had that.
Radio.
You've had that for so many years now. Some amazing interviews.
That's why it started. It wasn't, like I was doing some service to humanity to provide these interviews. I wanted to know what the answers to the questions that I was asking. And I
Yeah.
was so surprised
Yeah.
how willing people were to talk to me. Like, hey, John Assaraf, do you want to do an interview with me? Of course, sure. And I'm like, what just happened? Like, how is that? But
Yeah.
when you activate that and you're pure in your intentions,
Yeah.
it magic happens.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because you had some really big names in that show, and it really put you out there, and allowed you to connect with so many more people. Not just to um, experience their world, but also people coming to work with you too. So it really
And that,
started off a big wave of change.
it did. And that decision is your superpower, man. Decision is your freaking superpower.
Yeah.
When I made that decision to learn more, to learn and figure out what they know so that I could learn it, the teachers just started to show up
Yeah.
and share nuggets of wisdom, like so many. And it really shaped what I do now,
Yeah.
because it allowed me to not only transform my life literally from the inside out, but I realize I can help other people do this. Like, I can show people what I learned, and they don't have to go through all of the crap that I went through to learn it.
Yeah.
And that started the Energy Works with Me practice. And
Yeah.
because of that interest, that attracted people like you into my world, and other lay bringers, and what I call patchwork sisters, because we kind of came together in an energetic space, and we collectively are raising the vibration of the world. And I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now that's really scary.
Yes. Yeah.
And people might be saying, I haven't, somebody said today, where are all my spiritual friends? They're not commenting, they're quiet about this.
Yeah.
And I will continue to be quiet on social media about it, because I understand that the work that needs to be done is on an energetic level.
It really is. And an individual level. It's our own energy that we have to focus on.
Right.
Nothing outside of us.
Right. And it might seem or appear to others that the light bringers aren't bringing the light. However, um, trust me
Yeah.
when I say that collectively we are bringing it, and we are being it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And so, yeah, the work that you do with people is really powerful. And I used to believe it took a long time to create change, but I've really shifted that this year because it doesn't have to. It can, but it doesn't have to. And someone can change instantly. You can have absolute quantum shifts. Um,
Yeah.
in the moment. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be long, and it doesn't have to be a trudge through the mud. And I feel like you bring that to people as well. Like they can have a session with you, or a couple of sessions with you, and everything will shift. And because it is a shift in energy. It is just a shift in energy. And yeah, so it's just really
One of the
powerful.
things, one of the things that I tell my clients when I'm sharing this energy work with them is, you're so powerful. You can feel like shit if you want to. Like,
Yeah.
that's how powerful you are. And you don't have to if you don't want to, because you're that powerful. Like, there are so many things that you can allow to have your focus,
Yeah.
but you get to decide where that goes, man. You get to decide.
Yeah.
And so, for anybody watching who might be feeling some kind of thing,
Yeah.
I encourage you to remember, because the information's in there. You just have to remember
Yeah. Yeah.
that you are so much more powerful than you currently may believe, and you have an arsenal of divine superpowers, and you can use them right now. And one of them is making a decision.
Yes. Yeah. Because that's our main power, the choices we make. Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. And so
And we do it all day, right?
we do. And what fear or power is the decision coming from? Yeah. And so this series, we're in series 7 of my podcast, and this series is called Becoming the Best Version of You. And I feel like you're a perfect guest to come on, because this is really what your journey has been, it's what my journey has been, and it's really what you help other people with. So for somebody perhaps who's listening or watching, who is kind of getting that, yeah, you know what, maybe I can do it. Yeah, you know what, maybe I'm no different to somebody who's already on their path. What would your best advice be to them to really step into that best version of who they are?
My best advice is to think about what you what you want, not as far as material things, but what do you want to feel? What do you want to feel more of in your everyday? Is it ease? Is it peace? Is it laughter? Like, do you need more fun? What is it that you want to feel more of every day? And allow yourself to contemplate those feelings. And I have this exercise, I can run it through you really quick, and it's called a feeling tree. I do it in the morning when I first wake up before the world's got a hold of me consciously. And I just go like to a portal. I imagine it when I've taken my first breath. I imagine it, and I'm walking through a forest and it's beautiful. And then there's this huge tree and it's giving off all kinds of different fruits. And each one represents a feeling. So I pick what I want. I might have a thing coming up. So I want some confidence, or I want some clarity on something,
Wow.
or I really want to laugh. Like, I want to have a fun day with my girlfriends and just laugh a lot. And I'll put a few things in my basket, and I imagine just holding it to me and bringing my hands closer and closer, and the basket disappears. And you can do it in a visualization way that works good for you, but just imagine. And then I trust, right? I trust my divine team of non physical rock stars to meet me up with those feeling moments. And they always do.
Wow.
And then the magic happens is when you recognize, oh my God, that's the belly laugh that I asked for. Or you observe a moment that brings what you wanted to feel to you. And you're like, oh my God, I got so much clarity just now. Or you like look in the mirror and you're like, damn, I look good. Like, you get that boost of confidence, and you'll be like, oh my God, I asked for that.
Oh, I love that. What
Knowledge
a
that
powerful
you did it.
exercise. Yes. Yeah.
You brought those to you because you chose, you wanted that, you picked them and
Yeah.
you put them. And so all the little steps helps. It only takes like 90 seconds, but all those little micro decisions
Yeah.
coming together produces the result of you meet up with them. You meet up with those moments.
Oh, I love it. I'm going to do that tomorrow morning when I wake up.
Yeah.
Love that. And then also the awareness, isn't it,
Yeah.
during the day of, oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Because sometimes we'll ask for things, but then we forget to look for those things. Yeah. Oh, what a powerful exercise. I'm sure that's going to help so many people listening. Thank you. Thank
Yay.
you. I
And
love
reach
that.
out to me if you do it. I want to hear. I want to hear about the things that came to you and the moments that you met up with and the things that you picked. I want to hear about that. So either comment on this video or reach out or let Trish know or whatever, but I want to hear about your experiences with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. And so you've just launched a new 6 month energetic reset, activate and prosper coaching program. And you also have single sessions available on your website. All the links will be available for people to connect with you. Tell us a little bit about the 6 month program.
That's I'm opening it to just three women because I like small, intimate settings and it's much more powerful. Um, we meet regularly and you get fine tuning on your vibration station. And not only that, but you learn how to do it yourself and you shift from that mindset of lack and scarcity to activating that confidence within you and that frequency of prosperity
Yeah.
because it's already there. You're just out of sync with it right now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when you're able to tune, we are living breathing broadcasting receivers.
Yeah.
And when you mindfully start to mind your broadcast emotionally and verbally and all the other ways that you broadcast, you will start to activate a new frequency, and you will shift your point of attraction.
Yeah, yeah.
And my
And I do believe, because I have 3 and 6 month programs as well, I do believe people need that support over a period of time, because it's very easy to step back into old beliefs and old habits, but to have somebody there supporting you, you know, reaching out if you need someone, and just to be in, that energy of someone's vibration that is vibrating at that higher level, it rubs off on you. So
It
that,
really does.
yeah,
And when, for me, I have found that when I invest in myself in whatever way that is, whether it's buying a book, or whether it's hiring a coach, or whether it's taking a class on something that I want to learn, whenever I invest in myself, the return is always so rich and full, because we are worth it.
absolutely. And that's giving a message also to the universe, out into the energy of like, I'm ready. I've taken the step forward, and I'm ready now for things to come my way, which is exactly, what happened for you back in 2009. It's like, well, I'm ready to learn. So what will I do? Oh, well, I'll do this and this. And you never really know what you're going to do. Life just kind of takes its course. But
Right.
you're open to, well, what's next? And I think it becomes such an amazing, fun journey if you can really just see it like that.
It is, in hindsight, of course. It's
Yes,
it's not always fun when you're trudging through the whatevers, but when you can look at it as an observer, then you can say, "Oh my gosh, look at that!" Like, I can see clearly now how those things came together. Of course, I can see how that would happen. But when you're in it,
absolutely.
it's hard to do that. And when you have help, it
Yeah,
just, I mean, you can do it on your own. I did it on my own until 2014 when I hired my first coach.
yeah.
And yeah, you can do it, but it takes way longer and it's harder.
It really is. Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. I've had periods of I've invested in myself, and other periods where I haven't, and it's much much better when you've got the support and you can really reach out. But it's not just the support; it's being in the energy of that person. Really, it just lifts you. It just lifts you. So yes, I'd highly recommend everyone who's listening or watching, please reach out to Stephanie. And yeah, she's even if you just want to have a one-on-one session with her, she will just lift you. She has an amazing light and lots of wisdom. And thank you so much for coming on the show
I love
today.
you.
Oh, thank you. I know this is going to help a lot of people, and yeah, I think it will really lift their energy and their um, uh, hopes, I think, or beliefs in what's possible for them. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
And if I could say one last thing, it
Yeah,
is, you can do this. You can absolutely do this. So if anybody's watching who may be doubting their abilities or doubting that this is really possible, it is absolutely possible. And you can do it in whatever way works for you. Just start. Just start. Just get that book. Just go find a mentor who it resonates with you and learn from them. Talk to somebody, have an interview with somebody, ask the burning questions. Just start, because
just
you deserve that. You deserve to start.
yeah, exactly.
Okay,
And
my TED talk
everybody,
is over.
and and everybody deserves to have their dreams come to life. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you everybody for tuning in today. I I would definitely love your comments and let me know how you go with Stephanie's exercise. And I will see you next time on Trish Rock Inspires. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Trish Rock Inspires podcast. If you loved this episode, please share, subscribe, or leave a review. It helps it reach more people to help them step into their most empowered selves. If you'd like to learn more about the work that I do and how perhaps we could play together, please visit my website at trishrock.com.